Hello my friends, and welcome back. In today's video, we are going to begin working on the komorebi status bar. Komorebi is a tiling window manager for Windows, which is written in the Rust programming language. It has been a minute since I spoke about the status bar. I just got really busy. I was playing Elden Ring for a while. Work has been busy. Work is still busy. Like, I'm on call. I put my pager out. But hopefully tonight we are not going to get any pages, so we can do some work on the status bar. So there are a lot of status bars. There are some status bars already available. Such as YASP, such as ZBar, and they offer a great deal of customizability, themability through CSS. But after my experience building the komorebi GUI in egui, I thought, what, why don't we try building a status bar in egui? And I sketched it out and I thought, what, this is pretty cool. And specifically for those people who don't want to go too far down the path of theming and customization. They just want a basic status bar that shows them the current workspace, that lets them switch workspaces, that shows, the date, that shows RAM usage, just really basic status bar stuff. I thought this would be useful, right? Because while you can do a great many things with these super duper customizable status bars, maybe you're somebody who doesn't want to invest that much time into customizing a status bar. Maybe you just want something basic that works with sane defaults. So that is what we are aiming for. Now, I did do a video a while ago where I demoed what I had. And in this video, I just want to go back through that code. It's been a hot minute since I looked at it. And yeah, I just want to get familiar with it. And hopefully by the end of the video, we'll have something committed. So, like I have this here, it's not checked into the repo or anything, but I've just added it back to the workspace. So far, so good. I made one big change to komorebi that I wanted to make before I started working on this in earnest, and that was this. Use public interface exclusively, which means that komorebi bar will use this public interface exclusively, just like komorebi C does, just like komorebi GUI does. And this is important because it means that everything that I build in the status bar is something that you can also implement yourself using the public interface to komorebi, right? Like it's not like Windows, for example, where they have a whole bunch of hidden private APIs that they're allowed to use, but you're not allowed to use. Like, you can use all of the same stuff that I will be using to build the komorebi bar. And if there's something that I realize that I need, I'm going to expose that in the public interface, so you will be able to use that as well. So we've added this back to the workspace. Let's take a look. Actually, why don't I run this? Cargo run bin komorebi bar. So we can just remind ourselves about how this looks. We should probably also update our version of eframe, but we can rebuild again with that afterwards. That's not a big deal. Okay, so here it is. It has workspace switching. It has drive indicators. All my drives are pretty freaking full. We got RAM. I think that opens up the task manager on click. We have a date time thing that clicks and gives you different formats. And we have a time thingy here. So yeah, that's it. so far. So let's dig into the code. So we have these widgets here, right? I'm still not sure what I want the interface for widget writing to be, but we'll get to that. So we start at the top. We have a main function. We have native options, which is something that you pass for creating the egui application with eframe. So we don't want any decorations, like we don't want any window decorations. I think this one we want to make this customizable to do expose via config. We're gonna set the position here, but we probably also want to expose this via config. So 0, 0 is like right up in the top left corner. And with inner size, like I've just set this to the width of my monitor and a height of 20. So we also want to make that configurable. Then we have a crossbeam channel. We have a transaction for the GUI and a receiver for the GUI notifications. Well, I think this is... Wait, let me see if I'm reading this right. So we receive transactions or notifications for the GUI here. Wait, or do we send them? Wait, TX is send, RX is receive. So we're receiving notifications from komorebi client here, and if we need to send messages back, we're sending them through TX. All right. So then we eframe run native, and like this is the entry point, right? The first argument is the name of your app, so it's just the entry point. So we pass our native options here, and we have the frame. We clone the frame for some reason, and then in a thread, we subscribe to komorebi bar, and for each notification that we receive, right, for client and incoming, oh no, so we get the client from there, and then if we have a subscription, we read line by line. And if we have a valid notification that we can deserialize into a notification that is from komorebi client, then we send a message to TX GUI, and then we request a repaint on the frame. Okay. So that's running in a background thread continuously, right? So that's here. And then apparently expected something else, but it compiled. So, or did it compile? Because I just updated. So maybe this is part of the updates. Yeah. And then we have like our komobar struct. So how are we creating a komobar? Well, anyway, we have a state receiver, which is a receiver of type notification. We have a selected workspace, some workspaces, and then these widgets. So when we import new komobar, I really want to see where this is being used. Oh, that's the thing here. Right, so once we have kicked off this thread, then we create a new komobar and we pass along our receiver. So every time we are getting a notification, we're sending a notification here to the GUI, and this has the receiver, so komobar is receiving those messages to act upon. And here if our client ever errors out, then we just try and subscribe again. Makes sense. And we leave a sleep of 5 seconds before retrying again. Nice. So new is... Huh, that's weird. Anyway, so we have the state receiver, we have workspaces and all of this. Selected workspace, we don't have a selected workspace to begin with. I think that gets overwritten, so we might as well just kind of leave that as an empty string, string new. And like there's always a workspace, right? Like you can't not have a workspace. So yeah, that's fine. So komobar has this function, handle komorebi notification. So when we get something on the state receiver, this is a notification object. So we set our workspaces here to, so we're always getting this on the first monitor. So yeah, this is another thing. I'm not sure if we're going to extend this to multiple monitors, at least right now. We'll add a note here. Komobar only operates on the 0th monitor for now. Probably add it to 2. Then we get the focused workspace, and we set the selected workspace to right, because name, you can have workspaces without a name. So if the workspace does not have a name, we'll just go by the workspace index. Yeah, makes sense. And then workspaces, I guess, is a vec of string. Yeah, workspaces is a vec of string. So every time we get a notification, that's what we're doing. We're updating the workspaces and we're updating the selected workspace based on the latest information that we have received in the state. Clear color, I think this was what we... I think this is needed for transparency. I'll come back to that. And then we have the update function, and like this is where everything happens in egui. So this gets called like every frame, I want to say. So yeah, it does get called on every frame. But this try receive attempts to receive a message from the channel without blocking. This method will either receive a message from the channel immediately or return an error if the channel is empty. So this is great. This is just what we want, right? Because if this is happening on every frame, you don't want the frame to lag waiting for a notification to come through. So every time we re-render the frame and we update the frame, we have this check. If we have any notification, we update the state. Perfect. So we have none as our frame. I guess we need that so that we don't have borders. And we have some outer margins here. Interesting. So let's do one of these. To do, make this configurable. So I'm guessing everybody will want different margins. And then we show a bunch of stuff from left to right. Alright, so we have a horizontal block with layout left to right, aligned vertically to the center. And then for workspace, in workspaces. If the workspace is clicked, we update the selected workspace and we send a message to disable mouse follows focus temporarily, then focus that workspace number, and then re-enable mouse follows focus. Okay, so something we need to do here is to do store mouse follows focus value from state and restore that here instead of true. It's because I always have it enabled. Maybe you're not going to have it enabled. And then finally, we're going to send a retile message. Not sure that we need the retile. Maybe we do. I'm sure there's a reason I added that. We'll come back to it. Focus workspace number does typically do that. Oh, right, but if you are resetting mouse follows focus, then you need the retile to update the position of the cursor. And this stuff is a lot more complicated than it seems. Alright, so we have like the UI layout. So we have the left to right section, and then we have the right to left section, which is again aligned to the center. So yeah, we don't really have like a workspaces widget. So to do, maybe this should be a widget. Yeah, that should probably be a widget. And then here we add, let me just get this up so I can visually see as well. And then we add from right to left. So the rightmost thing is time. And I guess here, I guess it always defaults to that, right? So we have time output and self.format format string. Okay, so here we probably want to, so like right off the bat, I guess, to do make the order configurable, to do make each widget optional. I can't think of a better way to phrase that right now. So yeah, and I guess to do make default format configurable, right? To do make spacing configurable. Make spacing configurable, and then we have date, and I think here we want the same thing as well. We want to make that default format configurable. We want to make the spacing configurable again. I think there's only one RAM format. Yeah. Not sure I want to make this one configurable. Maybe not. I mean, that's like way down the line. So we got the spacing, and then we have the disk. God damn it, we probably want to make the the labels configurable, right? Because we're, yeah, okay, so to do make label configurable. And then here as well. It's like we're making the emojis configurable. To make emoji configurable. And then each one of these is opening up an Explorer page. So like the output is always a vec, right? Like the bar widget interface here, like you implement an output which is a vec of string, and that's what gets like displayed. Yeah, cool. And like that's it, right? Like that's what we got so far. Obviously we need to be able to it's like what would be really nice is if like when we start, right, and we get this, like here, right? Like I would like to be able to send a message which does like something like this, right? Now we need more than that. Like however much it needs to be, right? Like 50, whatever. Bruh, okay, fine, 100. I think it's only crazy high numbers because I have silly DPI enabled, right? So like I would not mind being able to do this. So if I get something like komorebi client send query, and I get the state, that state equals I think it's like this. JSON, so JSON. Bruh, it's been so long. How do I even from stir? Stir JSON from stir. Alright, so like you get state. And then like state monitors 0, monitors elements 0 work area offset. You know, I just thought we don't really need this, or do we? If let's work area offset equals that. You know what? No, we don't actually need that. Scratch all of this, right? Like we'll just have like a config. I haven't even thought about what the config is going to look like, but we'll have a config that basically says send this message, socket message, work area offset, and then we'll pass it a rect. And that rect will be be whatever the hell I just put in here. Left. Oh, not left. Sorry. That will be top and bottom. Right, so let's do this again. Cool. And then if we run this now, after we subscribe, we should send the message. Did we send the message? We did, but it didn't do the thing. Love it. Or actually, so I don't need to be subscribed for this. So how about we do that before anything else? Like this. Still not working. Great. I mean, we can check the log, right? Like, does that command just not work anymore? Oh, I think it needs to be monitor work area offset. Okay. Let's try that. Yeah. Alright, that's what we need. It'd be nice to set it back to whatever it is when it closes, but like, I don't think we particularly need to do that. komorebi monitor work area offset 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. That goes back. And yeah, I mean that's all right. So yeah, I have a lot of work to do. At least I'm familiar again with the code that I wrote. I have some to-dos for myself. I'm gonna look through these and I'm gonna see what we want to do with this. I think that makes sense. And I think we can probably put this onto a branch. And then, yeah, I'll see where we go from there. But it'll be on a branch now. You guys can check it out, compile it, play around with it. Yeah, you're gonna have to hard code your own values in for now. But like, yeah, I mean let's put this as 40/40 for people who are not running at 225% DPI, and we'll take it from there. So git checkout -b feature komorebi status bar. And then I'm just going to keep adding to this one commit, I think. My preferred method of development. Feature bar initial commit. There we go. I'm going to push that up. And there we have it, my friends. The komorebi status bar is alive. Yeah, hopefully this was helpful. If you too want to start hacking around and making something similar, I highly encourage you to do so. And if you would like to contribute, I'm not really sure where you can contribute right now. I need to make some design decisions, I guess. But yeah, contributions will be welcome when we're in a spot to accept contributions. All right, my friends, why don't we wrap it on up there? We can say a quick little thank you to our sponsors before we say goodbye. So where are the peoplehood? There we go. Thank you to Thomas, Chris, Andy, Timothy, Private Sponsor 1, Azine, James, Pavel, Felipe, EFL1P, Felipe. Now I know Felipe is Felipe. Private Sponsor 2, Nia, Harold, Sundance, PJHF, GGIJ, Pyro, DM1681, Darian, Kwang, Surefire, Solomon, Private Sponsor 3, Kilroy, my boy, Evan, Quilt, Alex, and Hisayuki. Thank you all so much, my friends. If you too would like to be a sponsor, just head on over to the sponsor page. You can be a one-time sponsor, a monthly sponsor. $1 a month goes a very long way. If you are able to contribute $5 a month, that would be also very much appreciated. If however you are not in a position to become a sponsor, the very next best thing that you can do is make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. So loud outside, my god. It's always people with motorbikes. Always people with freaking motorbikes. Anyway, we are a fully monetized YouTube channel, and that means that all of your interactions with the channel, all of the time that you spend watching the videos, it adds up in ad revenue. We still haven't gotten enough in ad revenue to actually get a payout. The minimum payout is $100, but I'm hoping we'll get at least one payout before the end of the year. Alright, my friends, that is it for today. I hope that whatever you all do today, you have a great day. Free Palestine, and I'll see you all back here next time.